Hey guys, it's April, and I decided to go ahead and do the post-op to pre-op tag. It's a tag that Chevy Rail came up with, and several of our YouTube family have already done it. I know Brett did it, Cindy did it, Esther did it. There's some more I can't remember, and there's probably some I haven't even watched yet. I thought I would go ahead and do it because we're all at different stages in our journey. Several people are around the same time as me. Some are further out. And, you know, there's a lot of newer people too. And just in case I could contribute something, I don't really know if I can, but I can certainly try and have some time to kill before my chemistry lecture class today. So I'll go ahead and do that. I guess the first thing that I can say as a post-op person to a pre-op person is you will be able to eat the things that you don't think you can eat again. You probably won't want to. You probably, because your stomach can only hold so much, you do tend to get a little bit pickier about the things that you put in your mouth. So you know, and some sleevers, they do say they struggle with dumping or they have dumping. I personally haven't experienced that, but I am terrified of it. So I tend to try to stay away from things that are super high in sugar. Now, high in fat, totally done that, no problems. But like a lot of I still have not had any cake or regular ice cream or anything like that. I have had chocolate, you know, but I just eat that stuff in very small amounts. So maybe that's good that I'm scared of it, because there's a possibility sorry guys, I had a phone call come in there. Anyhow, it's possible I could eat an entire piece of cake and not have any problems, but I'm gonna go ahead and be afraid of it and think that I can't, so that will keep me from eating it. I made a list, actually. Let me see if I can find it, because I was watching some of the other videos, and I was thinking about some stuff that I wanted to say. This is probably just going to be kind of all over the place, because it's just not a lot of rhyme and reason to it. The amount that you can eat is going to change too. You'll find, in my experience, obviously I can only speak from my experience, but I've also seen other people have the same sort of experiences. Initially, you're going to be like, why can I eat all of this liquid and I don't feel full? Okay, well, it's liquid. My particular surgeon required us to be on liquids for 2 weeks post-op. So I was on liquids for 21 days because we were required for 7 days before surgery. I started mine 3 days early, so I was on 10 days and then 2 days after surgery. By the time it came around to that puree time, I was so ready to have some food, and I would have pureed every fucking thing in my house at that point and been like fabulous with it, thought that it was great. But so you'll find initially that you're going to be like, you're going to think, oh, is something wrong with my sleep? Did they not do the surgery? Why can I drink a cup of broth, which is, you know, like 8 ounces, when I'm only supposed to be able to eat like 3 to 4 ounces tops? I promise you that will change once you start eating purees. When I started on purees, I was lucky to get down 2 ounces at a time. As a matter of fact, I only was able to ingest about 2 to 3 ounces for a very long time. Especially if it was a dense protein, that was it. And even to this day, a dense protein, I still can't get as much, obviously, of it in as I can just crap that I shouldn't be eating. Now, at almost 6 months out, I would say I'm probably able to get about 3 to 4 ounces in. I'll be honest with you, I'm not one of those people who wastes my food. I do pay attention to all of the content on the back of it. Now, I will portion out my food sometimes, depending on what it is. If it's something that I feel like I need to portion out, I will. But I'll just kind of eyeball, because I about know how much certain things are. So I sort of eyeball it and just go from there. I don't have a food scale, so I don't really do that. I just kind of guess. You know, some people need to weigh out their food. I've been successful without having to do that. So it's really just a personal choice. It's up to you. So as far as like surgery and recovery, everybody is going to experience it differently. I personally, my surgery was pretty simple, pretty easy. I didn't have a lot of pain other than gas pain. I did have a lot of gas pain, and because of the gas pain, it caused like a pain that radiated like all the way around me, like I was wearing a tire of pain. That's the only way I can describe it, because it felt like I would equate it to a gallbladder attack. If any of you, which I know many weight loss surgery patients do experience gallbladder. I lost my gallbladder a long time ago, so, but that's what it reminded me of, was just hurting all the way around. It was sort of, you know, mid to lower, my back is what hurt the worst. I didn't have a lot of gas in my chest. I did burp a lot, still do. That's definitely something that happened for me after surgery. But as far as my incisions, my largest incision was like this big. I mean, my incisions were very small, and that could have been because I had laparoscopic surgery to remove my gallbladder before, so maybe they were just trying to work around where those scars were. I really don't know, and maybe that's just what each surgeon's different. I didn't have this gigantic scar that they pulled my stomach out of or anything like that. So my incisions were really small, and so that helped. I didn't experience a lot of pain with that. The only thing I can say is maybe the second day I felt like I'd done about 5,000 crunches. It was kind of like a muscle soreness. That's what it reminded me of. So, and everybody's different. I didn't really take any pain medication, which if you've watched my videos, you would know, because I talk about all that when I started my, you know, vlogging, but, you know, a couple of weeks before surgery, I think. So, but some people said that they needed pain. My hospital, where we live in Texas, they're not going to give you OxyContin for surgery. They're not even going to give you Vicodin or anything like that. You're going to get Tylenol 3. So you're SOL either way, because unless you're one of those awesome people who Tylenol actually works for pain, you're just going to have to grin and bear it, because Tylenol's not going to do anything for the pain, and Lord knows you can't have no Motrin or ibuprofen or anything. And I did specifically ask if I could have IV Motrin, because obviously I wouldn't be ingesting it. It wouldn't be going into my stomach. It would be going directly into my veins. And they were like, oh no. So that's something in case you're interested. I didn't use gas strips. I didn't use any of that stuff. I didn't do what I put in my hospital bag kind of thing, because I was only there one night. I took some comfortable yoga pants to put on, wore a t-shirt. That's what I did. I mean, and then I went home the next day. So I didn't take a bunch of stuff, because I knew from when I had my C-section a couple of years ago that I wasn't going to use most of that crap. It was just more stuff I was going to have to carry around anyway. So that's up to you. If I could suggest anything, I would say do your research. Research everything that you can. Ask questions. Ask your doctor questions. Ask your nurses questions. That's what they're there for. Ask your nutritionist questions. Ask fellow weight loss surgery patients questions, but be wary, because everybody has different opinions about things. And I know that most of us have to do like 6 months medically supervised weight loss, and you have a lot of time to do research. YouTube was my saving grace during that time, because I binge watched so many people. The first people I really started watching was Britt Brat and Drea, and those were the people that I watched. And I went back to their very first video, and I watched almost every video in its entirety, because they were a great font of information, and I was watching them. I love the fact that I got to watch them go through their journey. There's a lot of people out there that you can watch from beginning to end. There's several people who are years out. You've got Liz, you have Lauren Losing, of course, and there's a couple people that I don't even see anymore that I even watched. I'm sure everybody knows about Clusie. If you don't, definitely watch Clusie, because she's hilarious. She's great. She does a lot of cool editing too, which I wish I could do. I just don't have the time for that. Anyway, there's a lot of research out there to be had. Just do it. Don't take anything that other people tell you at face value. Do your research. There's Facebook groups. You're going to find a lot of conflicting information in Facebook groups, though. I'm just going to go ahead and tell you that. My physician's office actually has a Facebook group specifically for patients of my doctor. And even in there, like the nurse, she had to go in and say, hey, everybody does different things. Don't take it, don't take advice from other weight loss surgery patients. Basically, you can, but take it with a grain of salt. Do your research, find out what works for you. And, just look around and see all the different experiences so that going into it, there's a possibility any of this could happen. There's also a possibility that it won't. Go into it with the mindset that there's a possibility things are going to happen, because that's a possibility in life with anything. Let's just try to be positive about it and think that's probably not going to happen, but there's always a possibility that it could. No, that's my 2 cents about that. I know Brad has been on this kick about this lately, and I totally get it. There are a lot of people out there, and I'm one of them. I'll be the first person to admit, when I was watching videos as a pre-opper and the things that post-oppers were saying they were doing, and they were admitting to doing, the things they were eating and drinking and yada yada yada, I'm thinking, I'm not gonna I can't believe they're doing that. They're only a week out. Or I can't believe they're doing this. Or I can't believe they're doing that. I would never do that. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, well, that's bullshit. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you that right now. You will do it. I mean, you could be some of those rare unicorn people who don't make any mistakes. I don't know any of those people, but you could be. And, you might not do those things, but more than likely, you're going to. You're going to. I mean, I still have some people, not in YouTube, but just that I know in life, in real life, that had this surgery with my surgeon. Some had surgery the same day as me. Some had surgery a couple months ago. I have several coworkers that have had this surgery done. One of them was eating shit like 3 days after surgery. That she was eating, first of all, not drinking, eating. And she was sick all the time, and she wondered why. That kind of stuff drives me crazy, but it's her journey. So I'm like, let her do it. I mean, if she doesn't want to succeed, she'll do whatever she wants. People are going to do whatever they want to do, basically, is what I'm saying. And you will too. You'll get to a point where you're like, I'm tired of eating this shit. I want to try some French fries. I want some nachos. For me, it was chips and hot sauce. I had to have me some chips and hot sauce, and I still eat chips and hot sauce all the time. I do. Don't feel bad about it either. I love Mexican food. It's my weakness. So I was eating that from the get-go. Mainly just like, not from the get-go. I mean, once I was cleared for food, about 6 weeks. But I was eating, I kind of transitioned myself from puree to soft on my own. I started eating salmon and things like that. But I did what I felt worked for me, and so will you. And try not to judge other people too hard, because it'll happen. You'll watch videos and you'll be like, what the hell are they doing? They know they're not supposed to be doing that. We all know what we are and aren't supposed to do. We all got the same fucking booklet that says, I'm assuming we did, that says what we are and aren't supposed to eat, and yada yada yada. We're all gonna do it. So like Brett said, I never comment on anybody else's things. Those are just things that I keep to myself, though. I've never once got on there and been like, what are you doing? You're not supposed to do that. I don't do that shit. If I'm gonna judge you, I'm just gonna do it in my head to myself and keep my fucking mouth shut, because technically it's not really my place to judge you. I just, we all know we can't help, but we are gonna judge people. We're gonna do that. It's part of life. But just keep it to yourself, and then let it be a lesson for you if need be. I mean, if you're like, oh, well, look what happened when they ate that. Nothing. Okay. For me, I did whatever I wanted to, and you will too. Let's see. Sorry, I'm at school and there's a bunch of people walking around, so I don't want to look like the crazy person sitting in my car talking to myself. Surgery is not going to fix your mind. Surgery is only going to fix your stomach. You're still going to want to eat all the time, and you're going to be totally pissed off that you can't. The first couple months, they suck so bad. They suck. I am not going to lie. You are going to question why you did this, why did I do this to myself? I thought that, I swear, on a daily basis. I never expressed that in my YouTube videos because I try to stay positive. But the reality of it is I did. I questioned it all the time. I'm like, why did I do this to myself? I should have just done diet and exercise and blah, blah, blah. You're going to tell yourself all that shit. I never got sick because I knew not to, because I can't stand feeling sick. So I would not push myself to that point. But there were several times where I needed to go lay down. I felt very sick, but I wasn't. You know, I never threw up or anything like that. But you're going to be miserable. You're going to want things, and you're not going to be able to eat them. And even if you are brave enough to try them, you're only going to be able to eat very little of it, and then you're going to be miserably full and feel like your food's just like chilling up here in your throat, and you're going to be like, shit, why'd I do that to myself? I'm just letting you know that's going to happen. Expect it. It happens to everybody. Don't know anybody it hasn't happened to. You're going to still want to fix you a plate. Some people say they buy little plates and yada, yada, yada. I didn't do all that. I don't have extra money to go out and buy kids' plates. Plus, I have a toddler, so I already had stuff. But you're gonna, even now, I'll be so honest with you. My eyes are bigger than my stomach. They always will be, I think. I think it'll take me years at least to actually fix myself a plate that is proportionate with what my stomach can take. Because I still want to put a bunch of shit on my plate. And even when I'm looking at a menu, I still think, oh, is that going to be enough? Am I going to be happy with that? And then I'm just like, that's so stupid. You're not going to be able to eat that anyway. You don't need anything else. But it's hard to get out of that mentality because it's the same mentality that you've always had. And I'm going to be honest with you. There's a very good possibility you're going to be able to lose weight without working out initially. I have not hardly worked out at all. Not saying that's something that I'm proud of, and I am not bragging about it. I haven't, and I have been lucky that I have been able to lose weight. I know there will come a point where my weight will start to plateau, and I will have to work out in order to push that threshold. But there's a very good chance that you can sit on your ass all day, every day, and still lose weight. That's one of the great things about weight loss surgery. And that's why people think that it's the easy way out. In some ways it is. And being completely honest with you, in some ways it absolutely is the easy way out. But in many ways it's not. So, think what you're going to think, do what you want to do. But I'm just putting that out there. I don't think I've ever seen anybody say that. But I'm sure I have, but recently when I've been thinking about the whole working out thing, because so many of our YouTubers are awesome at that shit. They are getting it, and you guys rock, and I envy you. And I actually really enjoy working out. I'm having a hard time finding the time to do it because of where the gym is located and things like that. Maybe an excuse, it may not be. Either way, thankfully I've still been able to drop weight without working out, and there's a good possibility you will too. Or you may not. I'm just saying. I'm just putting that out there. I guess that's it. That's about all the notes that I made, and it's all that I can think of off the top of my head. I'll have to join these two videos on iMovie since I got a phone call and it interrupted the first part. But yeah, I hope that is even remotely interesting or helpful to anybody. I don't know if it will be or if it won't. I really don't know. I hope it is. I hope that you guys enjoy this. I'm sorry it's long, but unfortunately these videos do tend to be long because there's a lot of information we want to impart with you there. So I guess I will talk to you guys later. I'll see you on Tuesday for my week 24 update, okay? Have a good day. Bye. Hey guys, it's April. I realized that I forgot to tag people at the end of my video, so I'm on my way home from my class now, and I'm just gonna make a quick car video where I'm actually moving in the car. I'm gonna tag a few people. There's some people I'd like to tag, but I know they've already been tagged, like VSG Pretty Sleeved. I tagged her yesterday though, so I'm tagging. First of all, I'm tagging Watch Kitty Shrink because that's my girl, and she might have already been tagged and I missed it. So girl, if you've already been tagged, tag her it again. I'm also going to tag Misha RNY because she's a little further out and she's RNY. I'm going to tag SmilinsShrinking Jodi because she is a DS patient. So like with what Brett did, you're getting a different perspective than just VSG. I want to tag VSG Jodi because I know she is full of pearls of wisdom. She always is. And she might have already been tagged as well, but I'm not sure. And I'm also going to tag Schwigg. So for those of you who, if I didn't mention you and you want to be tagged, you're it, go for it. If not, watch everybody else's. And once I upload this, I'll put links to all their pages in case you don't follow them. I find it hard to believe you don't, but just in case you don't, I'll put some links down there. So see you guys later.